this poll has captured the imagination for various reasons, including the fact of the big numbers. But under the big numbers lie the details, particularly the VVIP candidates. Every VVIP candidate wants to know, have I won or lost? क्या मैं जीता हूँ या हारा हूँ? Or क्या मैं जीती हूँ या हारी हूँ? That's the big question which Rahul is going to answer with Preeti. And I'll pipe in every now and then to give all the VVIP constituencies, because I'm very scared of this. Imagine if someone if we get all the big numbers right, Rahul, but we get someone's constituency wrong, come Tuesday, they'll be at us.
Okay, so let's build some caveats and explain what we're going to do, okay? So this is the election intelligence dashboard. We took all the data from Pradeep Gupta's post-poll study and we stuck it into the election intelligence dashboard. What that does then is it's able to give you a power map of India, which gives you a seat-by-seat breakup of what's likely to happen in every single seat of this country. And then we can pick any seat. So for example, if I just take a seat in Mumbai, for example, and I show you what's happening on that seat in Mumbai, let's take Mumbai North just as an example to make that point. I take Mumbai North and I can show you that Piyush Goyal is leading in Mumbai North against Bhushan Patil of the Congress. Just before we go seat by seat, I want to explain that this doesn't mean that this candidate is going to win. It just means in that limited sample that we have for this constituency, Piyush Goyal, the Union Minister in Mumbai North, is leading. So that's essentially what it means. So this is all...
Just to add to this, this is one of the safest seats the BJP has.
The sitting base is 71%.
In fact, the previous candidate won by 69%, got 69-70% of the vote against Urmila Matondkar last time. So this is the one seat in Mumbai which you can clearly say BJP to win.
I'm just making a larger point that as we go seat by seat so that you're able to understand where this is. So if you have a particular request, we're taking requests. So send us requests on any of our social media handles. We'll try and pick some of them up. We've got a selection of 30. So we'll go seat by seat. We'll try and look at that and give you a sense of what's happening. But remember, the most scientific part of the poll is what we've been showing you so far, which is the caste, the gender, the rural, urban, how that's changing. That's where you pick up the real story. This is where Gupta ji just starts saying, Ram, 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 I hope everything's going to be okay, because he doesn't want to be on the wrong side of somebody who actually ends up winning. So just build that. And as I said, Gupta ji, what kind of accuracy do you have on a seat-by-seat basis?
And I just want to add to what Rahul said. You will have seat by seat, presumably, where you'll say close fight.
Correct.
What does it mean when you're saying close fight versus someone who's leading? Let's get that very clear.
Where margin of two party, first and second, is 3 or less than 3%.
Less than 3% is a close fight. Yeah. Because in Maharashtra, for example, you've given about 18 close fights. So there, are you picking a winner, or are you saying, look, either of them can win?
Either can win.
So when we have close...
So Pradeep ji, in UP, when you're giving about 28 to 30 close fights, it's either way?
See, it's in our sample size.
In your sample size?
It's in our sample size.
But it's either way.
So it's either way. It can go either way. That's why it is close fight.
One, I need a clarification, which is like yesterday, Rahul, you mentioned that the total sample size is around 5,80,000 plus. So I assume that per constituency sample is going to be around 1,000 top plus.
1,072.
1,072 number. And Preeti, just to, he may explain this better, but I think like the final counting is not happening when you're making a state level projection, then it's not basically splitting that 30 close contest here and there. Then you are looking at the state level sort of vote share averages, and you can still call where those,
I also want to make the point that we've actually polled 4 times over in each seat. So therefore, it's not just the one-time post-poll study that you're seeing. What helps Access My India and India Today is that they've been polling continuously in these areas. Pradeep, what kind of a typical seat-by-seat success ratio do you have? Just so the viewers know that in the interest of transparency before we put the data out.
Last time, in last Lok Sabha election, out of 543, we called 521 seats accurately.
And one more question, which is when you're saying that these are 4 studies sort of done, so the sample size of 5,80,000 is combined total of...
No. 5,80,000 is for this post-poll. The others are earlier. Okay. No, so my own understanding from what I've learned and seen so far is that a seat-by-seat prediction can at best have an 80% success ratio, it can come down to 70, which statistically 7 out of 10 is still pretty strong. Okay, so you have a good sense of what's happening. As Pradeep said, last time they had an even better ratio, but compare that 70 to 80 versus 93, which is the overall directional trend. So your directional trend will always be much stronger. So if you play the markets or if you have a sense of analytics and statistics, 93 versus 70, keep that in mind. Let's get started. Enough caveats, otherwise they'll say there's too much focus on statistics. There isn't on Jeet Conroy. So I'll start with Arunachal. We'll take Arunachal West, where the battle is Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister for Earth Science, Food Processing Industries, the sitting BJP MP. He's up against Nabam Tuki, former Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, the
Hot
state
seat,
Congress
cool hawa.
president.
You have to say hot seat, cool hawa.
Hot seat, cool hawa seems to be blowing in favor of Kiran Rijiju. Will be very relaxed when he sees this. Is it a tough fight, Pradeep, or is he looking comfortably placed there?
Comfortable.
Because
Comfortable, cool hawa.
they also won in a very dramatic fashion in the state assembly. So therefore the chances of this going wrong. Kiran Rijiju, he loves to have a good time, sing music, stay up late. It's also something that he's very, very fond of.
And Nabab Tuki is an interesting character because he was a former chief minister of Arunachal Pradesh and therefore is not a pushover. It was a judgment in his case that became a landmark judgment when it comes to defection of politics. So Nabab Tuki is someone who Kiran Rijiju obviously seems to have had the better of. The hawa, the cool hawa is blowing in his way. Let's turn to Jorhat in Assam. Why is that important? Because Gaurav Gogoi, son of the late Tarun Gogoi, 3-time former chief minister of Assam, is there in the race and he is taking on in that race of Assam.
So Gaurav Gogoi is up against Topon Gogoi, who's the sitting BJP MP in the Jorhat seat. Now this is where the question is whether he chose the right seat or is he chosen a tricky seat for himself. Let's see what this poll is saying about Gaurav Gogoi.
Because the gerrymandering happened, a lot of constituencies, boundaries were changed in Assam.
That's right.
And this is the reason why he had to switch from his existing seat to go to Jorhat, which was used to be his father's
Is he comfortably placed, Pradeep, in Jorhat, Gaurav Gogoi?
No. There is a close fight, tough fight. But in tough fight, BJP seems to be having the little edge.
So you're saying that the fan at the moment, which we earlier showed over Gaurav Gogoi, is not over Gaurav Gogoi. No, the hot seat, cool hawa, is slightly blowing in favor of the BJP. Because it is a tough fight and Himanta Biswa Sarma has made it a bit of a prestige battle to take on Gaurav Gogoi and defeat him in this election.
He's the only go-to man of Rahul Gandhi.
But let's hold it, deputy leader of the Congress, but let's hold it for a while till the results come.
That's right, it's a tough fight.
This is where the hawa is like can't take it takkar, you don't know which way the hawa is.
So it's within the 3% margin, right?
For a moment.
Within the 3% margin.
In our sample size. Here we'll have to put that.
Okay, within the sample size, 3%. Now, why don't you go to the next?
All right, 1 second.
It's on the screen.
All right, so let's quickly move on to the next tough fight. Let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. A quick look at that. And the cool hawa pankha is blowing on Rajiv Pratap Rudy. It does seem, and this was a prestige battle in Saran where you had Rohini Acharya, where I believe Rajdeep Lalu was camping in. It was his seat where Rohini is fighting from. And the cool hawa now blowing in favor of Rajiv Pratap Rudy.
Here also close fight. This is also close fight.
Achha, so there's no pankha on him?
No.
So pankha beech mein kar
do.
In between he says tough fight. You see,
Gupta, you can't keep changing your mind. I'm not doing this.
See, the problem is the fan is with the ad.
No, what's that?
Fan is coming with the ad. It's written tough fight.
Achha, so it's cool hawa. It's cool hawa.
It's blowing both ways.
Graphic problem is there because graphic is showing only in one.
आपने बेचारे रोहिणी आचार्य को हार्ट अटैक दे दिया by saying it's already with Rajiv Pratap Rudy, but an interesting one.
So you're saying it's
why Rohini Acharya is interesting. Gave her kidneys to Lalu in Singapore when he had an operation. Was living in Singapore till a few months ago. In fact, in the same building where my sister lives in Singapore, Rohini Acharya there is her neighbor. Suddenly decides that she wants to go back into politics. Was quite a campaigner. But whether it's enough to defeat Rajiv, and Rajiv Pratap Rudy has an interesting history. He's defeated Lalu, he's defeated Misa, and now he could defeat Rohini.
But Rajdeep, this is Lalu's legacy seat. He's been camping there for Rohini Acharya.
But the difference is, Preeti, in the last couple of elections, they've lost Saran. So what's happened is that Saran has moved away.
Gupta ji, who has the edge between Rajiv Pratap Rudy and Rohini Acharya?
Rajiv Pratap Rudy.
So this is the birthplace of Jayaprakash Narayan. It used to call the erstwhile Chhapra seat, which now also witnessed poll violence on the day of polling. there was a terrible instance of poll violence, which we're told may have helped in Patliputra, which is where the other daughter of Lalu Yadav, Misa Bharti, is contesting from. So we'll come to that in just a moment. Let's now come to the next seat that we're tracking. And as we said, there are lots of caveats here, so take it with a pitcher of salt and just get a sense of what's happening. Now, this is the seat of Begusarai. Now, think about Begusarai. This is where Kanhaiya contested last time. Giriraj Singh, the Rural Development Minister of the Bharatiya Janata Party, contesting against Awadesh Kumar Roy. This is also used to be called the stronghold of the left, the Manchester of the East at one point. I mean, that now you go to Begusarai, I mean, there's nothing of the sort. But at one point in time it was. Here, Giriraj Singh seems to be the strong candidate. Would it have been tougher if Kanhaiya had contested, or is Pradeep Kanhaiya just a media phenomenon? I mean, the media loves him, Zameen pe nahi.
That's right. That's precisely.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not making a comment.
Yeah, so I don't think there is going to be tough seat, even if Kanhaiya would have fought from this.
It wouldn't have made much of a difference.
Okay, let's turn to the next constituency, and we are doing Bihar. We'll try and mix it a bit in a moment. But Patna Sahib, bastion for the BJP now. Ravi Shankar Prasad is the BJP's hot seat, cool hawa man at the moment. Former law minister of the country, hoping to make a comeback, possibly even into the Modi ministry now. And he was taking on Anshul Avjit, son of Meera Kumar, grandson of Jagjeevan Ram of the Congress. And really, Anshul Avjit, unlike Ravi Shankar Prasad, is a relatively newcomer. And you know, I
should be a former journalist.
A former journalist
back in the day.
That's right, spokesperson of the Congress party. But Ravi Shankar Prasad, well entrenched in Patna Sahib. This used to be a constituency that Shatrughan Sinha used to dominate when he was in the BJP. He's moved on to Asansol.
But remember, Ravi Shankar Prasad, even the last election, had a 61% vote share on this seat.
This is BJP dominant.
He took on Shatrughan Sinha had only a 32% vote share. So massive BJP stronghold, Patna Sahib, and it seems that there is no doubt. I think Gupta ji is also, isme mujhe full confidence, isme koi tension nahi hai. Yahan chala do unke upar pankha. So hot seat, cool hawa. Ravi Shankar Prasad seems to be comfortably placed in the seat of Patna Sahib.
Preeti.
All right, let's move on now to the next seat, and that is also from Bihar, Rajnandgaon. No, Chhattisgarh. Okay, so we have Chhattisgarh, where the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, is contesting, and he seems to be losing the strong candidate from the BJP. Bhupesh Baghel, Rajdeep, after losing his state, now possibly losing his Lok Sabha election. It's not even a contest. It's a strong candidate for the BJP.
That's what Pradeep seems to be suggesting. And it's interesting, there are a few former chief ministers of the Congress who actually took the plunge. Bhupesh Baghel being one of them, Digvijay Singh being another former chief minister who actually took the plunge at a time when most congressmen didn't want to contest. But Rashid Kidwai, if they start losing Rajnandgaon, this shows what Pradeep has been saying, that Chhattisgarh is a virtual sweep.
Chhattisgarh may be a virtual sweep, but Rajdeep, there is one criticism Mr. Pradeep Gupta is facing, that when he says there is a close contest, and it invariably going, we have seen seven, so far, 7 candidates, all 7 going in favor of NDA. So it cannot be...
No, some are strong. This is a strong candidate. This is not a close contest.
Let him answer that. Is it true that when you put up a close fight, some are saying all these close fights you're pitching in the BJP camp? Is that
you will witness, wait for some time, you will witness in the other side as well.
Okay, so there Pradeep will give you an answer. Okay, let's turn
But also Sachin Pilot was responsible for Chhattisgarh, Rajdeep. He was sent there.
That's right, but it was, frankly, with the kind of vote percentage that the BJP is getting, it's a clean sweep. Let's turn to a constituency that there's a lot of interest. Let's turn to Delhi, Northeast Delhi. Manoj Tiwari, actor, singer turned politician of the Bharatiya Janata Party, 2-time MP versus Kanhaiya Kumar, poster boy for the Congress when it comes to the kind of activism that the Congress wants to see under Rahul Gandhi on the street. Our poll, or the VVIP constituency of Pradeep Gupta Access by India, is showing Manoj Tiwari is poised for a hat-trick. So Rahul, Kanhaiya Kumar, whether it's Begusarai, which he lost last time, could lose in Delhi Northeast as well.
Manoj Tiwari had about 54% of the vote share in the last election. He had about 7,87,000 votes. So he's already got a very strong base. Kanhaiya got very little time to mount a campaign. Till the end, he didn't know he was campaigning in Maharashtra when he found out he had to come over here. He didn't have a structure. And it seems, is it a tight fight or is it like one-way traffic?
I mean, there is no tight fight for sure in this seat, and wind is blowing in Manoj Tiwari's way.
Comfortably.
He'll be very, the Bhojpuri star would be very happy and comfortable because so far he has been very anxious and stressed by what's been happening.
Yes,
This was also a seat where, for the first time, the Prime Minister actually held a roadshow. It was one of those A seats and a safe seat for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So he did build up enough heat for the Prime Minister to come and hold a roadshow there.
Pradeep, just checking, a politician wants to know, when you're doing seat by seat, presumably your sample is 1,000?
1,000.
1,000? Are you doing those door-to-door or telephone? All of them?
Door
door-to-door?
to door, not a single telephonic.
So it's all door-to-door?
No, and it's not just done once. For whichever politician is asking this, it's done 4 times over. So you have 4 polls done over the months building up to the actual post-poll study, which aggregates and gives you a sense of what's happening on that seat. So from Northeast Delhi, if you want to make a farmaish, and this is like a political kawali that's on, so if you have a farmaish, you can make it. If you catch the farmaish, we'll try and go on the election intelligence dashboard and tell you what's happening in that seat. But till then, we want to come to Gandhinagar, where the wind is blowing only one way in Gandhinagar. This is the seat of India's Home Minister Amit Shah, the formidable campaigner. He was up against Sonal Patel. Wasn't stressed at all. We met him in Gandhinagar on the day that he was filing his nomination. He was very confident. The wager, though, they're trying, in these hot seats, from the BJP's perspective, they're trying to ensure they win by a bigger margin.
Yeah.
So you get the internal bragging rights.
Am I right, Rahul, in saying that Amit Shah has never lost an election, and if anything, correct me if I'm wrong, even in his assembly career, his margins have only risen. I don't think he's ever had a close contest in his entire political career. Because I was looking at some of the margins, they're staggering. Even when he had assembly elections, he used to win by among the record margins of Gujarat. So Amit Shah is formidable. Let's turn to Preeti, why don't you take the next constituency? Rahul wanted to take
let's
this.
take a quick look. Where's
Rahul
the next
wanted to take this, but in order it goes to you. And I'll tell you why in a moment.
and now I know why Rajdeep saying what it is, because it's Monday, Rahul. And it's Kangana Ranaut.
Social media trolling is one thing. Rajdeep and Preeti ganging up to troll is completely unacceptable. This is completely bizarre. The second time he's bowled this no ball. This is a completely bizarre ball.
Yes, the reason is the first person who interviewed Kangana for national TV was Rahul Kabir.
Why are you getting jealous? No, Rajdeep is just getting jealous. Rajdeep is getting jealous. Getting worried what? This is getting jealous, Rajdeep. Why are you getting jealous? I'm not getting it.
Okay, go ahead.
We have to request Kangana Ranaut, who seems to be in a good position, to give Rajdeep also an interview. He's getting very hassled by this
right,
Okay, so the cool Hawa is in favor of Kangana Ranaut from what I can see. Again, Vikramaditya Singh, who Preeti was seen as a strong candidate, right?
But, I want to know whether, Gupta ji, is this a contest or is it done deal?
Done deal kind of a seat.
Done deal
What is kind of? You keep building. Done deal hai kind of. Both together is an oxymoron.
Rahul, it is as simple as that. You said, no, leading is the right word, because saying that done deal, matlab, that is something ECI will issue the certificate.
Correct.
I cannot do that. I cannot afford to do that.
So we come to the next seat, which is of Hamirpur. Hamirpur is the home base of the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Anurag Thakur. This is the hot seat. Let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. The poll seems to suggest that Anurag Thakur had about 69% of the vote share. He's up against Satpal Raizada of the Congress. He seems to be comfortably placed. Even last time, Ramlal of the Congress had only about 28% of the vote share. So a very easy one-way traffic. The interesting thing is that the Congress is in power in Himachal, in the state. These leads, 68 versus 30, seem to suggest the hawa is blowing very strongly in BJP's favor.
If you see, there are only 4 Lok Sabha seats in Himachal, and the vote share for Himachal for BJP is in the excess of 60%. So there is no doubt.
Do you think there is a threat to the assembly government in Himachal Pradesh as well, because it's now virtually on minority?
Yeah, so 5 seats BJP likely to win, and 1 seat there is a good fight.
So therefore you could have
on the 6 assembly
I have no
seats.
idea.
So you therefore could have the government falling. You could have the government of Sukhu fall if the assembly by-elections go the way.
What's your sense? Is the government of Sukhu likely to fall?
I don't think so, because the Congress needs just 2 seats. So if they get 2 seats, they're safe.
But he's saying 5-1 right now.
Yeah, 5-1. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Let's move on. Baramulla in Jammu and Kashmir is the prestige constituency. Omar Abdullah, former Chief Minister, National Conference versus Sajjad Lone of the JKPC. Also Engineer Rashid, who is contesting from prison. Interesting candidate. And the hawa seems to be blowing as of now in favor of the NC. Yes. The cool hawa. is blowing in favor of Omar Abdullah. Am I correct?
Yes, you are right.
And
we had an opportunity to travel
you
to
went on Jammu,
Baramulla.
met
It was
with both.
very fascinating because they were able to campaign in different parts, very spirited campaign, and you could see the desire amongst voters in Jammu and Kashmir to come out and vote in big numbers. It's not as if they're delighted or thrilled by the centre. They think that this is the one option they have to go out and make themselves heard, send their representatives in. It'll be interesting to see if Omar stays on as a member of parliament, because before September there will be a Lok Sabha election, Rajdeep, and therefore all of them will come to Mehbooba Mufti in a while. They'll have to decide whether they want to stay on in the centre as MPs, or because I think he said till the time statehood is not restored, he doesn't want to be
But
in the state.
Omar is also one of those leaders in the India Alliance who actually understands what the situation on ground is. So he doesn't, he's constantly said that whole delusion that the India Alliance lives in, that they're going to make it this time around. It's not true. There's a different wind blowing and one needs to get to grips with it.
But I think Omar Abdullah's politics is in the valley. And I can see him eventually, if there is elections in Jammu and Kashmir, he will definitely go back.
Depending on when statehood is restored.
Yeah,
and they're hoping that statehood will get restored before the assembly election.
That's right. So I think, well, that we don't know how the chronology will work, but we expect elections in September. That's
One thing is that BJP shied away from contesting in Kashmir and in the valley area. And I think they would want to build their organization also going forward, and that this is something where they will have to do a lot of groundwork. Sajjad Lone, being one possible.
No, but so much was made of the BJP staying away, which also suggests at some level that they know where to cut their losses. There's no point in putting up candidates and then not...
And they will all lose their deposits.
Yeah, then it will become a big deal, then Rajdeep will be very happy. Batao yaar, inka zamanat zabt ho gaya. Where is Naya Kashmir? Where is Naya Kashmir? There's no Naya Kashmir.
Rajdeep still has all kinds of issues. This is one of the many issues, but let's turn to the next constituency.
No, shouldn't we do Anantnag and Rajouri? Just one second. I don't see Anantnag and Rajouri, so let me go find it. Now, we'll have to stay for a moment as we go to Jammu and Kashmir and try and find Anantnag and Rajouri. Now, think about Anantnag and Rajouri post delimitation is that Anantnag has been added with Rajouri and Poonch, which is on the other side of the Pir Panjal, which really pains me because if as a reporter you're trying to cover this seat, or even if you're covering it as the Neta, it's very, very complicated because you have the pass shut for half the year. Here, this poll is suggesting that Mehbooba Mufti is trailing, and Mia Altaf Ahmad, who's a spiritual leader of the National Conference, he could potentially be leading. It's also a seat where demography has changed entirely, and you've got the Gujars, the Bakarwals, the Pahadi voters, and the Pahadis were given tribal status recently. So the whole complexion of the seat itself has changed.
It's a
geographical nightmare.
It's a tough constituency for candidates. Mehbooba Mufti was telling me how backbreaking it was. The election then got deferred by a couple of weeks as well. So it wasn't an easy constituency. Let's turn though from there to a constituency which has made the headlines for all the wrong reasons in the last 1 month. Hassan in Karnataka, beautiful part of the country, but unfortunately now tarred with serious allegations against Prajwal Revanna, the JDS sitting MP, grandson of Devagowda, who's contesting against Shreyas Patel, a congressman who's also a grandson of a former Congress leader who defeated Devagowda many years ago, both young, both in their 30s. And as per the cool hawa of Pradeep Gupta, the hawa is blowing in favor of Prajwal Revanna. So Prajwal Revanna, despite all the serious allegations, remember
but
these
the allegations came later.
They came just on the eve of the election, so whether they had any impact, but as of now, in Hassan, advantage Prajwal Revanna as per that. Preeti.
But but the fact is sexual harassment charges really don't make a difference, and that's the sad part of our polity. If you look at it, Brij Bhushan's son contesting, and he's, of course, winning. Hassan, the same thing. So it's a sad story. Okay, let's move on now to our next hot seat, and let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. A quick look on the next hot seat, and that is Wayanad. So you have Rahul Gandhi, who seems to be very comfortable, strong candidate, facing off against the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also Annie Raja, where it's alliance versus alliance in Kerala, the left versus Congress. Well, the interesting part, Rajdeep and Rahul, will be if Rahul Gandhi wins Wayanad, if he wins Rai Bareli, which of the two does he leave? Will he leave Rai Bareli or will he leave Wayanad?
I think it's very clear. Rahul Gandhi wants to stay with Wayanad, and if they win Rai Bareli, then perhaps Priyanka Gandhi would come.
But there's no guarantee that you'd be, if BJP ends up 320 plus, then Raebareli will be a much tougher fight next time round. You won one seat in Uttar Pradesh.
But
you
I
may
think
as well
Rahul
stick
Gandhi
to
is
it.
very clear.
Wayanad, you may win again.
No, I think that Wayanad also they would want to look at it from the prism of the 2026 Assembly election.
Assembly
It
election.
would send the wrong signals if he moves out of
But can I,
Kerala.
but can I ask round
22
this table?
situation on both
But can I
sides.
ask round this table? Was it the right decision to take? You know, you
Shankar,
go to
I-
Wayanad. Do you think, Shankar, that Rahul Gandhi going to Kerala at a time when your party needs to really build itself in the Hindi heartland, taking on your own India ally, the left, wise decision in hindsight?
It's what Napoleon said, live and fight another day. So you fight Wayanad, win a seat, and then have some presence. Let's not forget one thing. Did the BJP fight in Kashmir? They did. It's a smart move. Similarly, if you can't win a seat, there's no point in proving it to me or you that they can go and fight in North India. The fact that it's not about Rahul Gandhi not fighting in the Hindi heartbelt.
He eventually did, of course, fight in Raebareli.
Yeah, but it is about the Congress's absence or Congress's struggle to fight in the
Yeah,
Hindi
go
belt.
ahead, Rajat.
This is where I have sort of disagreement quite respectfully. The problem is, what did the opposition need in this election? They wanted somebody like a Narendra Modi to come in and give such a strong momentum to the entire alliance so that you build up a strong energy to your cadre, ensure that I am putting my neck on the line and I want to see results with the same level of grit that I am showing. All my candidates show similar grit. But when you shy away, the kind of signal that you give to the grassroots worker who has to also put petrol in his bike to actually move around, why would he spend money when my leader is only taking a safe bet? So, sir, one second. This is the problem. When you will lose and win. Look at Kejriwal. When he started his campaign, he didn't care about whether I'm going to win, whether I'm going to become the chief minister or not. He went straight into the den of Sheila Dikshit and he straight challenged her. That is how elections, that is how heroes are made. In order to become an Alexander, you have to fight battles and don't worry about winning, losing,
Hero-
dying,
Yeah,
living.
Napoleon, Alexander, we are living in Bharat. We should speak about Prithviraj Chauhan and
आप
Rana
कुछ भी
Pratap.
करिए, but the problem, he is Italian now, so I have to give him
Arre,
international.
kya-
We have to give international.
Rajat, that's a low blow.
Okay,
That's
so I have to give international. All right,
Back
okay.
one. Go
By
ahead.
that
Yes.
yardstick, Mr. Narendra Modi should have contested second seat from
But
Tamil Nadu.
Varanasi was never an easy seat,
No,
by
I'm
the
talking
way.
about Tamil Nadu.
No, I'm
That
telling
Tamil
you,
Nadu was
when
very difficult.
he's
Seven
not the
times he went
challenger,
there.
sir. He is not the challenger. Who has to? He would want ideally status quo. What does an incumbent want? Basically, just to manage the state of affairs, and he remains in power. It is the challenger's job. It is the anti-incumbent's
So
job.
challenger has
to
contested
actually
from
go
north
and
and
challenge
south.
the den. He should have gone in and said, "I'm fighting
When there is a battle
Varanasi,"
in-
no matter what the
when there is a
consequences
battle
are.
in
Challenges is
Raebareli
done
a
his
few
work.
months later, will it be tougher for the Congress to win?
No, I'll tell you to Rajdeep question what he should do.
Ah.
If it all depend on their strategy, the future strategy. If Priyanka has decided and contest the election, then Raebareli is the seat.
But she should have fought this time and spared everyone the trouble.
No. I mean, that is something. I'm just answering.
So you're saying if Rahul Gandhi gives up Raebareli, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra should... If she wants to be in electoral politics, that's the seat to
Rahul
contest.
will leave this
Raebareli
seat,
and-
otherwise he will
okay,
leave
But then
Varanasi.
she should have fought this time itself. Why didn't she fight this time?
giving
Rajdeep?
up the
I
claim.
have asked this question to, in fact, someone very senior in the Congress just 2 days ago before our exit poll, and they
We
said
asked it to
we
her.
could not. I asked it to her. She says we had limited number, or this person told me we have limited number of campaigners. We therefore needed both of them to campaign across the country. Had they been both limited to Amethi and
No, but
you know,
for those
that's the
10-15 days,
reason
she
I'm giving. I
largely
don't
stayed
agree
there.
with it. I think they should have, according to me.
But she largely stayed there for those 10-15
Look,
days.
you have, if you wanted to give a signal of being a party taking the Hindi heartland seriously and go for it, you should have both
But the
contested.
problem is, where
because
was
it
the
would have
confusion?
amplified.
You always knew that Smriti Irani is going to contest from Amethi.
I
Were you
agree
not
with you.
planning what to do in Amethi?
But- I'm
Why did
agreeing
you
with
have
you.
to? No, I know. I'm just trying to make a point
Rajdeep,
here.
where
Why
Priyanka
did they
Gandhi's
have to
concern,
wait
it's not
till
the
the
first
voting
time.
day?
It's not the first time. She's always campaigned for 10 to 15 days in Raebareli and Amethi. She's been managing
Yeah,
the
but
campaign
it'll be
of her mother.
interesting
But
to see.
my question is, if Rahul gives up the claim to Raebareli, and if Priyanka Gandhi does step in and fight, the election there, then Rahul Gandhi also gives up his claim to lead the party from the front, especially where the position of the Prime Minister is concerned. You cannot give up Uttar Pradesh.
All good points.